For this accessibility case study, I interviewed my husband, Dustin. He's colorblind. It's genetic. It runs in his family. He also has an uncle and a cousin who are colorblind. A little bit about Dustin. He is from Utah, born and raised. He's a dog musher. He hopes to run the Iditarod one day. In college, he studied computer science, and now he works full-time as a software engineer at Snap Inc. A typical day for Dustin is pretty normal. He works full-time, he coaches youth baseball in the evenings, and he walks his dog. Challenges: he has difficulty with seeing red and green, telling when meat is fully cooked, so that's why he never wants to cook ground beef. He can never tell when it's ready. Determining when fruit is ripe. He has eaten many green bananas without meaning to. Spotting flowers in fruits, especially if it's a red flower, on a green plant. For example, back in June, we went to see the poppy fields in Alpine, and he had a hard time seeing the flowers. This is what normal vision looks like, and this is what he sees. As you can tell, the colors just, if you have normal vision, the colors kind of just blend together. Deciphering color graphs, that's a big one. Has a hard time depending on colors used, and also matching colors. He uses an assistive technology at work that is pretty handy. So he works in a software IDE, which is Integrated Development Environment, and that IDE has a colorblind mode, and that's what he uses all the time, because without that he wouldn't be able to see certain words. And I'll show you what that means, what that looks like. So right here is an example of a piece of code, the standard, and that IDE uses red to flag errors, and that would just completely disappear in the background, and green for strings, and also that's completely useless because that green looks like the blue or the black. So he uses this all the time. Errors are in orange and strings are in blue, and that's a lot easier to see for him. Charts, especially in color, and depending on the colors used, it can be a nightmare for him. Like in college, it was really difficult because so many professors used colors that were similar, like yellow and green, and he couldn't even tell what he was looking at. So right there is the type of color blindness that he has, and on the left, right next to it, is normal vision. So as you can see, it would be really hard to see that chart. So my suggestion that I have for him is not even for him, is actually for people building these charts. If they could use a color blindness friendly color palette, that would really help people like my husband. There are a lot of resources out there. This website is just an example, and it's called Vengage.com, and they put together a bunch of color blindness friendly color palettes that would really help people like my husband. My husband's been colorblind his whole life, so he doesn't know any different. He does run into problems, occasionally. For the most part, he manages pretty well.